Time to bring you news on this channel. I am Amudu Gajaga and thanks for joining us. Our top stories: President Adama Barrow has in his State of the Nation address on Thursday indicated that national development must be all-inclusive. A community is living in fear as an electric pole teeters on the brink of collapse and remains unattended. Vendors at Bartes Market in Serekunda say poor drainage system is the cause of flooding. The vendors say they have no other choice but to sell their food products in a dirty water-filled environment. Beaches are an important part of our landscape and our economy. As such, we have multiple reasons to keep them clean and tidy. For more on this and other stories coming up, stay tuned. Welcome and thank you if you're just joining us. This is QTV News. President Adama Barrow has, in his State of the Nation address on Thursday, indicated that national development must be all-inclusive. As Aliou Cisse reports, Barrow said the postponement of the Organization of Islamic Conference Summit is the only setback of the year.
The postponement, according to Barrow, puts the Gambia in a strong position to host a better OIC summit in 2022. He remains hopeful that the project's development initiatives, results, and proposed interventions justified his 2018 proclamation that 2019 will be a turning point for the Gambia.
Related to this, the construction of the International Conference Center is progressing steadily, with 75% of the works done. Completion is scheduled for September 2019. The project has the potential to create about 1,000 jobs when completed.
Addressing development sector by sector, President Barrow said his government remains committed to ensuring access to safe drinking water, as well as providing timely and accurate information on weather and climatic conditions for the nation. As a result, he revealed that the government has received funds from the African Development Bank for infrastructure and service improvement.
The project will benefit 144 communities and increase access to safe water by 17% and safely manage sanitation by 2%. A bill will be brought to this Assembly for enactment of a comprehensive water act and will seek to establish a new National Water Resources Management Authority. Similarly, the Gambia Meteorological Authority bill will be tabled by the Ministry of Fisheries and Water Resources for your review.
He said the government, through the Minister of Agriculture, has stepped up support to farmers countrywide. On policy matters, he reported that the Minister of Agriculture has revised and updated the new Agriculture and Natural Resources Policy 2017-2026 to replace the former 2009-2015 policy.
This has been in the form of supply of tractors, transplanters, combined harvesters, power tillers, threshers, rice planters, and milling machines to improve agricultural activities.
Health is a basic right for all human beings, as good health plays an important role in socio-economic growth and development. Despite its importance, the health sector of the Gambia needs more attention.
Access to health services in the Gambia has been marked by a tremendous increase and expansion of public hospitals, health centers, and primary health care services. To build on this, plans are afoot to construct modern specialist hospitals. Overall, the government target is to achieve universal health coverage by 2030 in accordance with the Sustainable Development Goals.
Youth are said to comprise 65% of the population and critical players in national development. However, the high unemployment rate is one thing Gambians expected to be addressed by the Barrow government by now.
The National Youth Service Scheme, NYSS, continues to provide relevant and marketable skills to young people throughout the country. Along these lines, the President International Award Scheme is striving to provide opportunities for young Gambians to explore their talents and sharpen their skills to create employment for themselves and participate more effectively in national development.
As a sports-loving nation, with football being the most followed game despite its little achievements, President Barrow revealed he was elated by the successes registered by little-known sports such as athletics and volleyball, amongst others.
It is pleasing to report that we are making appreciable progress. Besides ranking fourth in the ECOWAS region in wrestling and reining as the African junior champions in athletics. The Gambia is doing very well in boxing and volleyball, among other activities. Government will continue to support the development and promotion of sports and recreation for health and economic reasons, and for all the numerous benefits that accrue from them.
The State of the Nation address is a constitutional mandate for the President to address the Parliament on his government's policy and programs. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cissé.
Fear has gripped the people of Latrikunda German, Kotu Silo, as a Nawek electricity pole appears to be on the point of collapse, which might have a detrimental effect on the community. Maria Tussar has more details.
Following the construction of the Manjai-Kotu Silo Bridge, the waterway under the bridge continues to wash away the soil. The recent rainfall has also increased the flow of water, causing the erosion to become even more severe. The soil holding the Nawek electricity pole in place has eroded, leaving it with virtually no support and tilting precariously. Florence Senghor, headmistress at New Life Children's Center, expressed concern as the pole is very close to the school and children might be at risk if it falls.
We have lots of kids attending the school, the community kids, and it is not very safe, as we can see. This place here is a passing for the kids to go home because we have most of them coming from this end, Kotu, Manjai. So instead of them going up to the highway, they just find a shortcut to go home. It is not really safe. There is water all over, and then presently, I'm not even seeing the road anymore. There is erosion, which is very bad. It is not good. So I'm just appealing to the government, especially with whoever is concerned, KMC, to come in and do something to save lives. It's not only for the people living around or just this pole or the house here. If this pole should fall down now, it's going to affect the whole area because it's a connection that has taken place. Once this one is down, and especially if there is current, lives are involved. So to prevent that, I think something needs to be done.
Yankuba Baji, who lives close by, says they have made several unsuccessful attempts to get KMC to look at the erosion problem.
We've stayed here for over 30 years, and I have never seen such problems before. But since that fence over there was constructed, the water could not pass. The community members had once complained to our late Alcalo, M.O. Fall, who told KMC to increase the waterway. However, the water started getting into our houses. We've tried to seek assistance from KMC again.
Efforts to get Nawek to fix the electricity pole proved futile, says Hali Omar Mendy, a member of the community.
When it was raining, whilst we have already evacuated our children because we were so much in fear that the pole might fall down and result to what has already happened in Joshua. Do you understand? So I said, okay, nonetheless, since you have done that and they did not come, let me also call them. So I called Nawek, that is over there at this place. What is the name again? I'm not Westfield, but the one in London Corner. So the man assured me that he was going to contact some people.
People residing in the community are living in fear, considering the fact that the electricity pole might collapse at any moment. What they have done as a temporary measure is to tie the pole to a tree using ropes. A red flag is also erected on the spot to alert people about the danger. We contacted Nawek and the PRO said they are not aware of the problem in Kotu. He said Nawek will try and solve the problem. He added that it is the responsibility of Nawek to maintain all electricity poles in the Gambia. The question now is, how long will the rope last and when will the authorities act? For QTV News, I am Maria Tussar.
Vendors at Bartes Market in Serekunda say poor drainage system is the cost of flooding. The vendors say they have no other choice but to sell their food products in a dirty field environment. Mam Jara Sise has been monitoring, and this is our story.
Serekunda Market is one of the busiest markets in the Greater Banjul area. However, poor drainage is causing lots of problems for market vendors, especially those who sell fish at a place called Bartes. that is thinking water from gutters inundates the areas occupied by fishmongers. In these unbearable conditions, these hardworking people still carry on their trade. According to the vendors, they have complained to KMC several times even before the rainy season began. Jibril Ture, a vendor, explains the causes of the flooding.
We have gutters that are blocked by waste materials that people throw in the gutter. And as you can see, the water is contaminated with worms and insects. We have informed the authorities, especially KMC, to come to our aid, but we still have not heard from them.
Balala, a vendor who is also affected, appeals to the authorities.
The authorities should come and remove the waste and blockage in the gutter so that water can freely flow. We cannot do our work because of the water. We have no choice but to place our items here, which is not healthy. It is really making life difficult for us.
Fatu Nong, a fish vendor, elaborates on their situation.
Even when it floods, the KMC personnel still come and collect tax from us. Every year, we pay $200, yet they don't help us. They should make a better place for us. During his campaign, Talib Bensouda made several promises which are not fulfilled. Likewise, the government.
Mohamed Jabi, a shopkeeper, says they are losing customers because of dirty water. Vendors at this market are mainly women who toil day in, day out to earn a living. We contacted KMC, but they declined our offer of an interview to respond to the allegations. Reporting for QTV News, I am Mamjara ACC.
We will now take a short commercial break, but when we return, the news will continue.
It is the new era in broadcasting. We showed it to you with our continuously improving content with thousands of viewers around the world. Now, how do you take advantage of our existing and constantly increasing viewership? Advertise with QTV and reach a large audience. Call us on 3244 or email marketing@qtv.gm. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter or Instagram. QTV Gambia. QTV, a new era in broadcasting.
It's raining and you don't have credit? Just Ifan Kanta it. QCell. We innovate, others follow.
The National Environment Agency will organize a coastal cleanup exercise on Saturday to mark International Coastal Cleanup Day. The aim is to protect marine life and prevent harm to water quality in our coastlines. Mamadou Lamin Choi attended a press briefing at the NEA and he now reports.
Coastal cleanup was initiated in 1986 by two individuals. Over the years, it has grown to be an international event celebrated by millions of people in more than 100 countries. The National Environment Agency, in collaboration with stakeholders, will celebrate the day by cleaning 5 beaches in the Gambia. This will be the 8th year that the National Environment Agency has been organizing and coordinating beach cleaning exercises. State security personnel, civil society organizations, and community residents will be taking part in the event. Cleaning up the coastline breeds healthy marine life, including seafood, which most people in the world consume. The Gambia has one of the most cherished rivers, which, like many rivers around the world, are polluted by man.
When the problem comes, it affects everybody because we use this fish. Fish feed on this material. They get killed. If you look at it, you can just Google little thing about the consequences of pollution, particularly plastic pollution into the sea. What does it cause for the marine life?
As part of this year's event, we are targeting Bara on the north bank, Banjul, Gunjur, Tanje on the south bank, as well as Kololi Beach. This is the stretch at Senegambia to Kololi hotels. These are the 5 beaches we are targeting.
The European Union's delegate Daryl Sexton expresses the EU's keen interest in taking part in the event and the significance of beach cleanup.
The ocean can't wait for long-term solutions and we need to act now. Plastic production is expected to double over the next 10 years and we need to make sure the accompanying wave of plastic waste never reaches the ocean.
United Nations statistics show that 800 marine life species are affected worldwide by marine debris, with 80% of this litter being plastic. It is estimated that 13 million metric tons of plastic finds its way into the ozone every year. The lives of the marine species are put in peril by consumers when they litter beaches and never clean them up. We owe it to the environment and to ourselves to change this behavior. Mohamed Lamin Choi for QTV News.
Traffic congestion in the Kanifing municipality is a nightmare for motorists, passengers and pedestrians. The situation is not only aggravated during rush hours, but also when it rains. Jenna Bosonko has more details.
When it rains in the KMC, the traffic becomes congested and vehicles move at a snail's pace, which is frustrating for road users. It is not uncommon to see impatient motorists taking over footpaths meant for pedestrians in order to beat the road congestion. People complain that there are not enough roads in the Gambia to accommodate the vehicles. Feeder roads are recommended to ease the problem.
The remedying of this situation cannot be done better by the government. The government is responsible. This is a government of the people, for the people, by the people. We expect them to take responsibility and take care of people's needs. And this is one of the problems that we're encountering on a daily basis. They knew the rains were going to come. Now the rains are here. They've seen the problem. But I don't believe any of them are actually taking the roads. And if they are, they're actually ignoring the people's needs. This is my concern.
Noah Menels calls for attitudinal change to solve traffic congestion, especially when it rains.
Yes, I think it's more organization, because the people, they don't give way to, they don't help each other. Everybody wants to go home and everybody's just, it's like one big soup. You understand? So just, I think like 30 minutes ago, there was a policeman here. He came to arrange the traffic because some of them are going right, some are going straight, but nobody gives way. Everybody wants to go at the same time, so it's a big mess.
Aliu Cisse calls on drivers to stop requesting town trips when it rains. He says that it is wicked of them to do that. Traffic congestion in some countries is a result of economic growth. When economies grow and real incomes of households increase, the number of vehicles can also increase. In the Gambia, many argue that unless more, better and proper roads are constructed, the traffic congestion is here to stay. As you can see, after long hours of traffic congestion, the traffic has just started to move. Several recommendations were given. That is that there are not enough roads in the Gambia and roads need to be fixed as well. Attitudinal change is another recommendation given. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jenna Bosonko.
Most of the students attend summer classes when schools closed, while others go on holiday. The students of Bintang village in Fonyi use the opportunity to earn extra income. Ibrahim Balde reports.
The village has been blessed with a river full of different species of fish. During the holidays, most of the students in this village prefer to go fishing. According to them, they learn the skills from their parents and now it is paying off. After selling their catch, they use the money to buy school uniforms, school bags, shoes and stationery. Salah Sise is one of the kids who benefits from the river.
I go fishing with my friends and we catch enough fish to sell. We use the money to buy things we need. My father taught me how to catch fish. Fishing is good because it is a lucrative business.
Lamin MCC, a grade 7 student, explains how fishing is helpful to them as students.
I realize that when I go fishing, I get a lot of money from the sales and I am able to buy a bicycle. So I am urging other students to emulate us because one should not be lazy. I come to the river and try my luck during my school holidays. This is a good job. The children get money at the end of each fishing trip. Most of them won't ask their parents to buy them certain things. They can buy uniform bags and other things for themselves.
Regarding the safety at the sea, he said the children are very safe because they had no incident of drowning. He called on the government and philanthropists to help them with boats and fishing nets to make their work easier. Ibrahim Obalde, QTV News.
Before we end this bulletin of the news, let's take a quick look at our main news stories. President Adama Barrow has, in his State of the Nation address on Thursday, indicated that national development must be all-inclusive. A community is living in fear as an electric pole teeters on the brink of collapse and remains unattended. Vendors at the Bartes market in Serekunda say poor drainage system is the cause of flooding. The vendors say they have no other choice but to sell their food products in a dirty, water-filled environment. Beaches are an important part of our landscape and our economy. As such, we have multiple reasons to keep them clean and tidy. That's all we have for you in this edition of the news. Join us tomorrow for more news. Have a pleasant night.